In this video, we are going to analyze an hyperbola. By the definition of hyperbola, hyperbola is a set of all points x and y in a plane, the difference whose distance from two distinct points is what we call foci. Foci is a positive constant. As you can see, we have two different sets of equation for hyperbola. If our hyperbola opens to the right and to the left, we are using formula x minus h square all over a square minus y minus k square all over b square equals 1. And if our hyperbola opens upward and downward, we are using formula y minus k square all over a square minus x minus h square all over b square equals 1. Now, let us determine the different parts of hyperbola. So, as you can see, we have here the center. Center is always h and k. And we have here the vertices, and we have here the foci. Foci is always aligned with the vertex. So vertex here, the distance from center to vertex is always the value of a. And the distance from the center to the foci is always the value of c. As you can notice, c is larger than the value of a. So since c is larger than the value of a, we are using the formula c square equals a square plus b square, because the value of c is greater than the value of a. And this line is what we call the line of asymptote. If our hyperbola opens to the right and to the left, x will be the transverse axis. And then, if our hyperbola opens upward and downward, the value of y is positive. And this will be our center, and this will be our vertices. So the distance from center to vertices is always the value of a, and this will be the value of c, the distance from center to foci. Now, our hyperbola opens upward and downward. Y will be the transverse axis. Now, always remember, whenever we have positive value of y, the opening is upward and downward. And whenever we have positive value for x, the opening is to the right and to the left. On our example, we are going to identify the direction of the opening of the hyperbola, the coordinates of the center, vertices, foci, including the equation of the asymptote. For example, number 1, we have y square over 4 minus x square over 9 equals 1. So, on number 1, the equation number 1 is already written in standard form, which is y minus k square all over a square minus x minus h square all over b square equals 1. So the opening of our hyperbola is upward and downward because the value of y is positive. Whenever we have positive value of y, the opening is upward and downward. And whenever we have positive value of x, the opening is to the right and to the left. Now, let us determine the center. So center is always h and k. So in our given, we do not have the value of h and k. So therefore, our center is 0, 0. Next, let us determine vertices. So to find the vertices, we are going to find first the value of a. So we have here a square, that's 4. B square, that's 9. To find the value of a, let's extract both of the equation. So a is positive and negative 2. B square is square root of 9. The square root of 9 is positive and negative 3. Now, always remember, the distance between center and vertices is always the value of a. In our case, the opening of our graph is upward and downward. So therefore, in order to find the vertices, we are just simply copy the value of h, which is 0. And then we're going to add the value of k, because the opening is upward and downward, because y is positive. Therefore, 0 plus 2, that's 2. And then 0 plus negative 2 is negative 2. So that will be the coordinates of our vertices. Now, let us determine the coordinates of our covertices. So to find the coordinates of our covertices, we just simply copy the value of k, that is 0. And then we're going to add the value of h to the value of b. That is 0 plus 3. That is 3, 0. And then 0, negative 3. That is negative 3 and 0. So that will be the coordinates of our vertices. Now, let us determine foci. To find foci, we are using formula c square equals a square plus b square. So the value of a square is 4. B square is 9. So let's add 4 and 9, that's 13. So we have c square. So the square root of 13 is positive and negative square root of 13. Since the opening of our hyperbola opens upward and downward, and at the same time it is always aligned with our vertices, this time we're going to copy the value of h, which is 0, and then we're going to add the value of k to the value of c. 0 plus the square root of 13 is square root of 13. The 0 plus negative square root of 13 is negative square root of 13. So that will be the coordinates of our center, vertices, covertices, and foci. Now, let us sketch the graph of our hyperbola. So as you can see, we have here the Cartesian coordinate plane. So this will be the x-axis, and this will be the y-axis. Now, let us plot the center. So we have here 0, 0. So this will be our center. Next, we have 0, 2, 1, 2. And then 0, negative 2, that is down, 1, 2. And then 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. Negative 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. And then after that, before we are going to plot foci, let us create a rectangle in order for us to sketch our line of asymptote. Whenever we have a line of asymptote, it's always passing to the center and to the corner of our rectangle. So this will be the line of asymptote. Next, let us plot foci. In our graph, we do not have square root of 13. But square root of 13 is between square root of 9 and square root of 16. And square root of 9 is 3. Square root of 16 is 4. That means that our foci is between 3 and 4. So this is 3. This is 4. So let's say this is our foci. Negative 3, negative 4. So this will be our foci. Now, this will be the opening of our hyperbola. Opens upward and downward. So that will be the sketch of our hyperbola. Now, how can we determine the line of asymptote? Whenever we have the line of asymptote, we are using the slope, that is rise over run. And then, whenever we have a center and vertices, the distance from center to vertices is always the value of A. So meaning to say, rise here is the value of A. And then we have here run, that's the value of B. So therefore, we have y minus k equals positive negative a over b times x minus h. So the value of our center is 0, 0. The value of a is 2. Value of b is 3. So therefore, let us substitute to the given y minus 0 equals positive negative 2 over 3 times x minus 0. To simplify our equation, we have y equals positive negative 2 over 3 times x. So this will be the equation of our asymptote. On equation number 2, we have quantity of x minus 3 square over 64 minus quantity of y plus 2 square over 36 equals 1. So again, the equation is already written in standard form, which is x minus h square all over a square minus y minus k square all over b square equals 1. So this time, the opening of our hyperbola is opens up right and left because the value of x is positive. Now let us determine the center. So center is always h and k. So since we have negative and we have negative here on the value of 3, so we have here 3 and negative 2. So that will be our center. And then a square is 64, b square is 36. And then to find the value of a, we have a equals square root of 64, that is positive and negative 8. And then to find the value of b, get the square root of 36, that is positive and negative 6. Now let us locate, or let us find the coordinates of our vertices. So we have here vertices. Since the opening is to the right and to the left, we are just simply copy the value of k, that is negative 2. And we are going to add the value of a to the value of h. So 3 plus 8, that's 11. And then 3 plus negative 8, it gives us negative 5. Now let us determine the coordinates, co-vertices. So this time, we are just simply copy the value of h, which is 3. And then add the value of b to the value of k. Negative 2 plus 6 will give us positive 4. Negative 2 plus negative 6 is negative 8. So that will be the coordinates of our co-vertices. Next, let us determine foci. So to find foci, let us have formula c square equals a square plus b square. The value of a square is 64. Value of b square is 36. And then we're going to add, it gives us 100. So c square, to find the square root of 100, let us extract both roots. So c equals positive and negative 10. So since the opening is to the right and to the left, we just simply copy the value of k, which is negative 2, and add the value of c to the value of h, because vertex and foci is always aligned. Now, we have 3 plus 10, that's 13. And then 3 plus negative 10 is negative 7. So that will be the coordinates of our vertices, center, co-vertices, and foci. Now, let us sketch the graph of our equation. So we have here a Cartesian coordinate plane. So this will be x-axis, and this will be our y-axis. So this time, our center is 3 units right and 2 units down. So this will be our center. And then we're going to have vertices, that is 11, negative 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, then negative 2. And then we're going to have negative 5, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next, we're going to have 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to have 3, negative 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So after plotting the coordinates of co-vertices and center, we're going to draw a rectangle. Then after that, we're going to draw the line of asymptote. And then let us locate the foci. That is 13, negative 2, 12, 13. This will be our foci. And then negative 7. So this will be the sketch of our graph. Opens to the right and to the left. Now, how can we determine the equation of asymptote? Is it a over b or b over a? So since we have here the distance from center to vertices, or this will be the value of b, that's rise, and then we have a. So therefore, y minus k equals positive negative b over a times x minus h. Since we have center 3, negative 2, and we have the value of a, that is 8, value of b, which is 6. So we have y plus 2, so that will be our equation, y plus 2, and then equals positive negative 6, the value of b, over a, and then x minus 3. To simplify our equation, we have y plus 2 equals positive negative. Simplest form of 6 over 8 is 3 over 4 times x minus 3. So this will be the equation of asymptote. On our last example, we have 9x squared minus 4y squared minus 18x plus 24y minus 63 equals 0. So the opening of our hyperbola opens to the right and to the left because the value of x is positive. Whenever we have positive value of x, the opening is to the right and to the left. So in order for us to find the coordinates of the center, we are going to write the equation to standard form in the form of 9 or x minus h squared all over a squared plus y minus k squared all over b squared equals 1. So in order for us to do that, we're going to move negative 63 to the side of 0, and we're going to group the x and y. Now, we're going to have 9x squared minus 18x minus 4y squared plus 24y equals negative 63. It became positive 63. And then to perform completing the square, we're going to factor each variable. So we're going to factor x squared by 9. So we have 9x squared divided by 9 is x squared. 18x or negative 18x divided by 9 is negative 2x minus 4, that is y squared. Negative 4 times y squared is negative 4y squared. And then 24y, it gives us negative 6y, because negative 4 times negative 6y is positive 24y equals 63. And then let's perform completing the square. So that is 9 times x squared minus 2x plus blank minus 4 times y squared minus 6y plus blank equals 63, plus we have 9, that's 9 times blank minus, because we have negative sign, 4 times blank. Then after that, we're going to perform completing the square. 2 divided by 2 is 1, or negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. Negative 1 square is 1. So we add 1 to make a perfect square trinomial. And then negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. Negative 3 square is 9. So we add 1 and 9 on the left side, and then we're going to add 1 and 9 on the other side. So we're going to have 1 and 9. Then to simplify, we have 9, then square root of x squared is x, sign of the middle term is negative, square root of 1 is 1, square minus 4 times square root of y squared is y, sign is negative, square root of 9 is 3, square equals. So 9 multiplied by 1 give us 9. Negative 4 multiplied by 9 is negative 36. So 63 plus 9 give us 72. 72 minus 36 give us 36. And then to write the equation to standard form, to make it equal to 1, we're going to divide the whole equation by 36. Therefore, 9 over 36 simply as x minus 1 square over 4 minus y minus 3 square. 4 over 36, that is 1 over 9 equals 1. So this will be our standard form. So using this equation, we are going to find the center, vertices, foci, and the equation of asymptote. Now, let's determine the center. Center is always h and k. So the value of h here is 1. The value of k is 3. So our center is 1 and 3. And then our vertices, in order for us to do that, let's determine the value of a and b. So a square is 4. B square is 9. So to find the value of a, extract both root of the equation. It's positive and negative 2, square root of 4. B, that is square root of 9, positive, negative 3. So since our hyperbola opens to the right and to the left, here just simply copy the value of k and then add the value of h to the value of a. So that is 1 plus 2 give us 3. Copy the value of k, that is 3. Then 1 plus negative 2 is negative 1. Copy the value of k, which is 3. So this will be the coordinates of our vertices. Next, we have co-vertices. So this time, we are going to copy the value of h, that's 1. And then we're going to add the value of b to the value of k. So 3 plus 3, that is 6. And then 3 plus negative 3, it gives us 0. And then to find the value of foci is c squared equals a squared plus b squared. So the value of a squared is 4. Value of b squared is 9. Give us 13. So therefore, to find the value of c, let us square both sides. So c is positive, negative, square root of 13. So since the vertex or the vertices and foci is always aligned to each other, this time we're going to have to add the value of c to the value of k. So that is 1 plus square root of 3 give us 1 plus square root of 13. And then copy the value of k, that is 3. And then 1 minus square root of 13, that is 1 minus square root of 13. Copy the value of k. So this will be our coordinates for center, vertices and foci. So this time, we are going to sketch our graph. So in sketching the graph, we're going to have Cartesian coordinate plane. So first, let us locate the center. That is 1, 3. So we have 1 and then 3. 1, 2, 3. So this will be our center. Next, let us locate our vertices. That is 3, 3. 2, 3. And then negative 3, negative 1, 3. Negative 1, and 3. This will be the endpoint of our vertices. Then we have 1, 6. 4, 5, 6. Then after that, 1, 0. This is 1, 0. Then after that, we're going to draw a rectangle in order for us to sketch our asymptote. Then let's draw asymptote. And then let us plot 1 plus square root of 13 and 3. So as you can see, we do not have square root of 13 on our graph. But the square root of 13 is between square root of 9 and square root of 16. That is 3 and 4. That means square root of 13 plus 1 is between 3 and 4. So let's say that our foci is here on the other side. Then we're going to have the graph. So this will be the sketch of our graph. Now, let us determine the equation of the asymptotes. Is it a over b or b over a? So we are going to use rise over run. So we have here rise, that is the value of b, because whenever we have the value of or the distance between center and vertices, that is always equal to a. So rise over a, or rise over run. So therefore, y minus k equals plus or minus b over a times x minus h. So our center here is 1, 3. The value of a is positive 2. Value of b is positive 3. So therefore, y minus 3 equals positive negative b is 3 over 2, and then x minus 1. So this will be our standard form or the equation of our asymptote.